heartbeat of Thirst Church would be reaching people where they are so that Christ becomes the center of who they are. It's making Jesus the core and people our priority. Imagine the homeless guy worshiping right next to the Capitol Hill lawyer. Imagine a girl who works for a nonprofit worshiping right beside a guy who just came out of jail. That's the type of church that we want to create in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is split up in 4 quadrants. If you draw a line down the middle, you have mostly Caucasians on the left-hand side, African Americans on the right-hand side. And Northwest D.C. is where everyone meets up. It's the most diverse area in Washington, D.C. There's actually great need in the Northwest area. 12.8% of the people in Northwest live in poverty. Usually when people live in poverty, that means the school systems aren't that great. So obtaining higher education is much harder. And then of those people in the Washington, D.C. area, there's only 43% of people that seldomly go to church and 32% of people that don't consider themselves to be believers at all. So God is alive in Northwest already. There's many organizations, one in particular that's heavily involved in helping orphans find homes, and there's a good amount of community leaders trying to do something about the public education crisis, and we just want to partner along with whatever God is already doing in the city. The church that God is calling us to plant is Thirst Church. We desire to be a church that is constantly waking up for our daily bread from God, that never just gets satisfied on yesterday's meal, on yesterday's move of God, but is constantly attentive, constantly in expectation for what God is going to do, and to have that posture in our worship and reaching out to people and in loving on the city. We want to be a church that is creative, that is trendsetting in culture, that penetrates culture with the gospel, and that is just living out our faith in such a way that people see it all around us. That's ambitious and that is just ready to see in anticipation what God would do through us and continue to make an impact in the city for years to come.